Well, after 3 playthroughs of the game, all achievements completed, and countless hours of board trolling, and countless research, I finally think I'm qualified to review this game. Simply put, Bioshock in and of itself is a fantastic series. It blends together smooth gameplay, a compelling story, and an overall incredible experience in every title so far. Bioshock 1 and 2 had the dark but captivating underwater city of Rapture, which is praised for bringing something completely fresh to the game industry. With many feeling attached to these titles, the first more so than the second, how could the third title stand up to its big daddy of a predecessor? Let's not waste any more time and jump right into the review of Bioshock Infinite. Now, Bioshock Infinite is different from its previous entries in the series, no doubt about that, but it retains most of the elements that made the introductory titles great while adding new innovations along the way. You have the familiar excellent story, dystopian society, magic powers renamed from plasmids to vigors, enhanced melee combat, and all the other standards that come with a game with Bioshock in the title, like... And... wait a second. Aw, yeah! First thing you'll notice is the game's incredible visuals. Well, you're definitely not underwater. Instead of 1960s Rapture, Infinite takes place in the year 1912 in the floating city in the sky, Columbia. Seriously, who would make a city underwater or in the sky? I don't know.
Ridiculous.
One thing that's excellent about the aesthetics in this is that it really accentuates the beauty of the small details. I mean, really, just look at these balloons! But the environments are artfully decorated with various small touches that make you want to explore the city. In the original, as a player, it's pretty incredible to see how Andrew Ryan's utopian society became a nightmare of freaking mutant spider superpowered people. However, in Columbia, everything appears to be perfect, from the landscape itself to the patriotism and pride the citizens display. It all seems so beautiful and untainted until you get to the ugly side of things. Everything in Columbia is not exactly how it seems. Number 1, the founding fathers of America here are worshipped religiously. Yes, Father Washington,
What?
Father Franklin,
What?
and Father Jefferson.
What?
After all though, Columbia was based off the ideals of original America, right? Anywho, you assume the role of Booker DeWitt, a former Pinkerton agent on a mission to rescue a girl named Elizabeth from the floating city. Booker's a really badass character, plus he's voiced by Troy Baker, so bonus points. The simple rescue the girl plot device doesn't feel out of place here.
Who are you rescuing her from?
Well, the charismatic and devout religious founder of Columbia, the prophet, Father Comstock.
Man's got an ego, huh?
He remains an imposing figure through voxophones, but makes a few physical appearances throughout. The pacing is pretty good in this title, however, it can go by a bit quickly if you don't stop to admire the little intricate things in the city. A lot of the backstories of the characters are actually fleshed out through the finding of voxophones. Now, I know what you're wondering.
What's a voxophone? What's a voxophone?
And that pretty much explains it. Essentially, it's an audio recording left behind by central characters to fill in plot holes and other little things. Another noteworthy item to mention is that all the characters are incredible as well. You have the greedy businessman Jeremiah Fink.
Come on! Are you gonna throw it? Or are you taking your coffee black these days?
I don't know, he seems like a pretty nice guy to me. I don't know about you.
The hilarious and puzzling Lutece twins, and the rebellious leader of the Vox Populi, Daisy Fitzroy, just to name a few. So who's this damsel in distress? Just one of the most intelligent things about this game, it's the groundbreaking and heart-wrenching AI character of Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, take my breath away.
Never in my gaming career have I seen a character so realistic and so relatable. She's beautiful in every way. Not only is the tortured girl pretty, but the way she's portrayed was really a work of art. Courtney Draper did a fantastic job providing the voice work. I mean, just take a quick look at how realistically she interacts with the environment and her facial expressions. Another great thing about her is that since she's your quote-unquote partner for essentially the entirety of the game, she doesn't become an escort mission. Quite the contrary, actually. At the most pivotal time, she can provide Booker with some cash, ammo, med packs, or salts, which is a great feature. She also has the ability to open tears, essentially bringing in items from other worlds, like cover points, ammo, hooks to get different vantage points, and even allies. How does she do that?
I don't know, moving on.
The few times she is unavailable, I genuinely missed her character for one, and her support. Gameplay mechanics, as always, work just fine here. Shooting feels satisfying, although everyone will be using the same weapon.
Yes, Shotgun, I'm talking to you.
Each vigor, although only 8 of them, all feel versatile and fun to use. I never felt overly limited to 2 exclusively. Combat in this title also varies from fight to fight due to the melee attachment of the skyhook. Throughout Columbia, there are skylines rideable via the killing machine on Booker's arm. It's really graceful to ride around and get a different perspective of the atmosphere, or even on the combat. Because it not only boosts aesthetics, it also plays a big part in the combat, as you can essentially jump from the lines like a tiger pouncing its prey. Also, meleeing with the skyhook and performing the various executions is always great fun. Weapons and vigors can be upgraded as per usual at vending machines at the cost of some silver eagles. As well as those upgrades, there is some personal customization to be done with the addition of gear. Pieces of clothing that add different effects to your attacks and such, which adds tons of replay value and different variety in gameplay styles. However, this time round, health, shield, and salts can all be upgraded through potion-like infusion upgrades that are hidden throughout Columbia. There's 24 of them in total in the game. Also, there's these little video clips called kinetoscopes, also called sightseers, that give insight on the history of Columbia, which is a fun and different kind of collectible. So all in all, there's 80 voxophones, 37 sightseers, and 24 infusion upgrades for a grand total of 141 collectibles to be found. So there is plenty to see and do in Columbia. One of the things that's a welcome addition to Columbia's universe is the wide variety of enemies. Most enemies have different character models, other than the recycled models of faceless splicers in the original. Each is so full of character as well. You have the fearless, frightening, and almost hysterical motorized patriot.
Yeah, I'm totally getting the action figure, by the way.
To the near-tragic behemoth in the handyman, and also the fire-wielding fiend in the fireman, each of which have a few different skins as well. We can't forget about our flying friend, the Songbird. The 30-foot-tall captor and guardian of Elizabeth ensures that she stays in her tower, and is Comstock's pet and Booker's biggest obstacle. You almost feel sorry for the massive sewn-together creature, only fulfilling the will of his master. After beating the final battle, don't worry, no spoilers here, follows one of the most satisfying and mind-blowing endings I've seen in any form of media. I was thinking about it for days after I beat it. And if easy, medium, or hard aren't up to your level of established, astute, superior aptitude with gaming, then give the grueling 1999 mode a try. It's definitely a great challenge, and the game is meant to be played in this mode. All in all, Bioshock Infinite can be summed up in one word: beautiful. From its underlying motifs showing the consequence of melding religion and government, to the captivating and glorious AI of Elizabeth, the fantastic story, great gameplay, this game is one not to be missed. I'm pleased to say that the perpetual postponing was well worth it. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite games I've ever played. With no real noteworthy flaws for me to say, it's difficult for me to think of a reason to rate this game less than a 10 out of 10. Incredible. Do not miss Bioshock Infinite.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, by and by? Is a better